Good afternoon, students, and welcome back to this session. We are currently discussing another very important topic and subject under supply chain management, and as you can see on the board, it is reverse logistics. We started this topic in the last session, and today we are going to discuss a little more about reverse logistics. The concept has been is more and more important. It's becoming more and more important to the industry, to the market, to customers, to the environment as a whole. The need of reverse logistics is today very, very significant, and that is the reason why this particular topic has been included as a specific and exclusive and a separate section and chapter as far as supply chain management is concerned. It is very complex. To start with, to do a bit of a recap, we did tell you that reverse logistics, by the word reverse, you know it is just the opposite of the forward logistics. The forward logistics was when a customer or a company, when a company produces a goods for a particular customer. That is the forward logistics. In doing so, a particular product, whatever the product it may be, it can be an industrial product, it can be a consumer goods, whatever the product it may be, it goes through different facilities, it goes through a certain system. So, it is first of all manufactured, the components, and then probably sent to the assembly section, then warehouse, the finished goods is warehoused, then it is sent to the distributor, to the retailer, and finally to the end customer. Okay, warehouse or distribution center. So, the physical movement happens through various channels. It goes through different facilities, maybe through different companies. A manufacturer may be different from a distributor would be different from a retailer. But overall, it is the product that belongs to the company who manufactured the good, meant for the customer who sold this particular product, whatever product, again as I repeat, it can be a consumer good or industrial product. For a customer, the customer may be an individual customer, maybe an institutions, maybe a company. So, it could be a company to company, it could be a company to an individual customer. So, this is the concept of forward logistics. Now, in reverse logistics, the concept of reverse logistics has been there for quite some time. It is becoming more and more popular because the customer demand is increasing, and with the advent of e-commerce, the concept of reverse logistics primarily to satisfy the need of the customer has become very, very important. So, reverse logistics is when a customer needs to send the shipment back or the item back to the company. The reasons could be many. Maybe the reason for which this particular product was purchased by this customer by paying a certain amount to this company is not as per the satisfaction, is not as per the contract, is not as per what the customer thought. So, it does not fulfill the need of the customer. So, the customer would send the shipment back. The shipment may have been received in a damaged condition. The shipment may have been received short of what was ordered. If there are multiple shipments, so number wise, count wise, the shipment has been received short, or the shipment has been received more than what was required, or as per the contract, the shipment was obtained for a limited period of time. There are many shipments, there are many items in the market which are used, which are bought temporarily on a rental basis, because the need for this product is for a short term. So, once the use is over, when that rental period is over, the shipment needs to be sent back to the manufacturer or to the owner of the goods. So, that also is a process of reverse logistics, because the movement is from the user to the manufacturer. So, customer is the user over here. There are many other reasons. If you think, we had discussed about the soft drink industry. In soft drink industry, we have seen the soft drinks are available in glass bottles. Once glass bottles are distributed and used by the customer, the soft drinks are consumed. The bottles are again sent back to the bottling plants, whether it's Coca-Cola or Pepsi or whatever company it may be, Bisleri. So, the shipment, the bottles are sent back to the plant. That also is a process through a process of reverse logistics. Why bottles are sent back to the plants? Because these bottles are reused. These bottles are cleaned, refilled and again sent back to the customer. Again there are items which goes through a process of reverse logistics, because disposition or not recycling this product would cause environmental pollution. So, today a lot of products are recycled. For instance, I come back to the example of soft drinks only. Soft drinks are available both in glass bottles as well as plastic bottles. Now, glass bottles are reused, cleaned, refilled and sent back to the customer. But what about plastic bottles? Plastic bottles are not reused. They are not used for consumption of soft drink anymore, because plastics are not good for using the soft drinks again, refilling the soft drinks again, plastic as a material. So, but the plastics cannot be thrown away. They cannot be used as a garbage, they cannot be thrown away as a garbage. They will create, once they get exposed to the environment, they can create pollution. So, what happens? These are again recycled, sent back to the origin. They are destroyed or they are reused in some other product. One of the products we mentioned were toys. So, as you see, it again goes back through a process of reverse logistics and reused. So, there are different reasons for which shipments are sent back to the from the customer, from the point of consumption to the customer. We will go back to the slide and study. Before we go back to the slide, we did mention to you that reverse logistics is a form of inbound logistics. So, reverse logistics is actually inbound logistics. Earlier we had a session on outbound and inbound logistics. So, since the shipment is coming back, the shipment would come back to each of the facility through a particular process. This is a form of inbound logistics. Also, what is important here is that reverse logistics is not very popular among the customers, among the companies. The companies try to avoid the process of reverse logistics. Why? Because it only adds to the cost, and we had given a figure of approximately 8 to 9%. So, a particular shipment sent back to from the point of use, that is the customer, to the company would incur an expenditure equivalent to 8% of the sale of that particular product. So, if the product was sold for 100 rupees, a hypothetical figure, to send the shipment back to its point of repair or remanufacture or whatever it may be would cost the company 8 rupees. So, what we are seeing basically, that the company is getting a hit of almost nearly 8% on its profit margin, because it is increasing its cost by 8%. So, obviously, it is going to have a negative impact on its profit margin. So, that is the reason why reverse logistics is not very popular and is generally avoided by the companies. Since it is primarily a cost component, since it primarily adds to the cost, it is so more important that the companies structure a very efficient, a process driven reverse logistics process, reverse logistics operation, to ensure that the shipment is sent back and again redelivered to the customer at the shortest possible time and incurring at the minimum cost possible. Any error, any inefficiency in reverse logistics will only enhance or will only increase the cost, the logistics cost, the overall logistics cost for the company. The other thing which has driven reverse logistics in a big way is the competition among companies. You have seen the supply chain management, the concept of supply chain. It is oriented around what the customer needs. Today, the need of a strong supply chain process is because the demand for the customer from the customers are increasing by the day. There are more and more competition. There are more and more companies who are producing the same product. If you look at 50 years from now back, you see the number of cars produced or the different types or the kind of electronic or electrical equipments available in the market. They are very, very limited in number. The number of car manufacturers in India, and today with foreign cars or international companies also selling their cars in the Indian market, the customers has a lot of option. Now, from the company's point of view, they are facing tremendous challenge. They are facing tremendous competition from each other. So, it is more so important that they tighten up their supply chain process in order to go past their competitor. So, any company who is exercising reverse logistics process is actually satisfying the customer. A customer would always want his shipment which is not performing to his satisfaction to be sent back. The company would expect the manufacturer to be prompt and efficient enough to take the shipment back and replace it or repair it at the earliest possible. If any company fails to do so, he will fall behind the others in case the others are exercising a reverse logistics process. So, that is basically the reason why supply chain reverse logistics has become so important in the overall supply chain management, despite the fact that it is adding cost, it is adding complexity to the entire supply chain process that a company exercises. Clear? Now, we go back to the slide and read a little bit about reverse logistics. As always, please refer to some of the very important points over here. Companies need to have a well planned, customized reverse logistics based on the customer needs. They should design the reverse logistics based on the customer needs. What it is going to do? It is going to reduce the storage, the distribution cost. If you do it well, the customer will appreciate you, which in turn is going to enhance the company brand, create a process which can be sustainable, which is not a one-time process, which can be maintained over a longer period of time. And as we said, it is a inbound freight and the companies are losing money on them. Efficient, sustainable approach, since it loses cost, it adds to the cost and decreases the profit margin. The senior management, the promoters of the company are generally against implementation of reverse logistics. So, the management, the executive management who are executing the job, who are running the company, they need support and cooperation from the promoters to ensure that they agree on this additional cost incurred through reverse logistics. Otherwise, they will fall behind competition. Otherwise, they will soon quickly lose their image. The company will lose their brand image in the market. It should be managed properly. A good reverse logistics program generates maximum value. If the shipment is repaired or returned or replaced as quickly as possible, the product retains its value to the customer, and that is exactly what the company wants. It of course impacts the bottom line, 8% of total sales. It is the quality and the distance that it travels. The more distance it travels, the more inefficiently a shipment is handled, the more it loses its value much quicker to the customer. So, these are the few examples of reverse logistics. For instance, apparels. In a competitive environment, the philosophy of accepting product return as an edge, this gives an edge. So, anybody who is exercising reverse logistics goes a step ahead of its competitor. So, it is a competitive tool. Now, let us see so what are the different types of reverse logistics over here? In case a product is delivered in a defective condition, so a defective product cannot perform the function that a customer expects it to do. So, it is the responsibility of the company to replace the product. To repair and use product, sometime a product which is being used for some time may require some repairs, some maintenance. So, the shipment needs to be sent back to the company. We have seen a number of electronic goods being used in our house, in our in every residence. After some time they need certain repairs. So, the company mechanics would come, so the company representatives would come and retrieve the shipment, retrieve the item and take it back to their warehouse, to the repairing center, get it repaired and redeliver. Refurbishing the returned products, calling back substandard or harmful goods, harmful for the customer, for the community, disposing of product waste. Products which will result in pollution to the environment, to the climate, they need to be disposed of, and the company has a responsibility to quickly dispose of such product waste. These services add to the competitiveness of a company, of an organization, regularly environment and create customer value. So, that is basically the benefit and the reason for which reverse logistics is practiced. So, the first point we discussed was repairs and refurbishing. Repair is a regular feature in service based products under a warranty period and almost all consumer. Refurbishing is done to goods returned by damage, defects or below par performance. Manufacturer established the reverse logistics system not only for offering the services during the warranty, but also for extending the service beyond the warranty period. The system operates through the company services. Collection of defect products is done through the dealers network, then goes to the collected product, sent to the nearest service center. So, if you see repairs and refurbishing, now these are two different words. By repair we mean that the product, it is a service based product under a warranty. Most of the product, there are different products, as I said, industrial or consumer goods, they have their components are subject to a warranty for a certain period of time. So, the company assures that any of the component of a product, for instance a TV or a washing machine or an air conditioner or a vehicle, for instance, if any of the component does not perform as per the feature or as per the assurance, as per the contract made by the company undertakes to repair that particular component free of cost. So, in the event of a component not performing as desired by the customer, it is sent back, or the company retrieves the shipment back to its repairing center, repairs, does the necessary repair and send back. Now, here also what has been told is that there are companies who wants to retain a goodwill, who wants to retain a customer for a longer period of time. They want to keep the customer happy. So, what they do is they not only restrict their services within the warranty period. So, number of times they extend the warranty period either free of cost or at a certain additional expenditure. In the process, they want to customer happy, they want to retain the brand loyalty of the customer and increase their market share. So, the customer does not go to any other company for the same product. As for the refurbishing is concerned, it is not repairing. Refurbishing is when a shipment needs to be replaced because the shipment has been damaged or the shipment has not been performing at all as per the feature or as per the assurance made by the company. We will go back to the slide and read it once again. So, if you see, repair is a regular feature in service based products which needs servicing, and almost all consumer durables need repairs on a regular basis. That is what we said. Refrigerators, air conditioners, washing machines, etc., etc., etc. These need servicing and these are purchased, these are sold and purchased under warranty. Refurbishing is done to goods returned by damage, defects or below par performance during the warranty period. So, during a warranty period, if a shipment gets damaged or it does not perform as per the assurance or as per the contract made by the company, so the shipment is sent back not for repair, but primarily for replacement. And we have also, the same slide also tells you how companies extend the warranty, how the companies are flexible, how the companies provide additional services, how the companies provides that kind of comfort level to a customer that the company assures that in case of any damage or any non-performance of that particular product, the company assures to either repair a defective component or replace the entire product in case it does not perform at the desired level. And the company also goes beyond that, extend the warranty period at flexible commercial terms to retain the customer with that company forever. So, you see, reverse logistics is also plays an extremely important role to ensure brand loyalty, retention of brand loyalty of the customer to that particular company. The next slide gives you a structure, a process by which these repairs take place. So, this is a diagrammatic description of what we have discussed so far, that how a reverse logistics flow happens in case of repairs, disposals, how the shipment moves from the customer to the warehouse, to the production unit, stores, returned, supplier, or in case it requires disposal, it will be disposed of or sent back to the customer after necessary repairs through warehouses, through the production units, through the retailer. Because one has to understand that we said in the forward logistics process, a particular shipment moves through the manufacturer, then to a logistics service provider, he may be storing the product in a warehouse, then it goes to a distribution center or a warehouse. From there he moves to a distributor and then to a retailer. In reverse logistics, sometimes it may follow the same process. The shipment is returned to the retailer, who in turn returns it to the distributor. The distributor in turn sends it to the warehouse, then to the manufacturer. The manufacturer may send it to the repair section, repair, and through the distributor and retailer, it sends the shipment back to the customer. And this is the logistics process that needs efficient handling to reduce cost and to ensure proper and extreme customer satisfaction. Fast, prompt, and less expensive. The entire process should ensure that. There are many techniques to do that, but that is not a scope of this particular chapter. Reverse logistics, just to give you one example, how transportation, management of transportation, how management of local transportation, local pickup and deliveries play an important part in reverse logistics process. For instance, if a shipment, if you remember in the last class, we had given some comparison between forward logistics and reverse logistics. In reverse logistics, almost everything is uncertain, it cannot be foreseen. I know the number of shipment that I need to deliver, forward logistics. I know the forecast, I know the demand, I know how much to produce, I know how much to warehouse, how much to stock, how much to transport. So, everything is known to me, but what is not known to me is that whatever I have delivered, I do not know how much of them are going to come back. So, we were talking of pickup and delivery. So, I know how many shipments are to be delivered in a particular area, but only after delivery is done that I come to know that some defective item also needs to be picked up. So, you need to, since a reverse logistics or a pickup or a retrieval does not add revenue to my company, I should ensure that the pickup is done simultaneously or alongside the delivery is done in that particular area. We cannot, or the company cannot afford to use a different pickup representative, a different pickup van or a pickup vehicle, whatever it is. It cannot apply a different pickup mechanism only for that return shipment. It is going to add more and more cost to it. So, the companies who apply milk run, who do a lot of route optimization, they apply that in a big time in reverse logistics, so that an additional manpower, additional route, additional vehicle, additional fuel, etc., 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 are not exercised, not used in case a shipment is to be returned back. So, they are all connected to each other, and this particular chart flow diagram actually explains how a shipment is returned back from a company, from a customer end user back to the company and again sent back. We did discuss this particular reverse logistics. The reason for reverse logistics, one of the function or use of reverse logistics is refilling. Refilling, filling again. What do we refill? We refill the soft drinks, we refill the cooking gas that is delivered through cylinders at our house. So, let us read. Reverse logistics indicated to the chain value because the reusable nature of packets such as glass bottles, tin plastic containers and metal cylinders. In case of soft drinks, the delivery van delivered the filled bottles to retailers en route and collects the same number of empty bottles from them for delivery to the factory. No extra transportation cost, same delivery van, originating and terminating refill. The arrangement is done through hub and spoke distribution system. So, if you just see over here, refilling is a process of reverse logistics. But how refilling is done efficiently to ensure no additional cost. Now, this is the bottling plant. So, a bottling plant would take the I talk of the retailers directly. For instance, just for a moment, I move the channel, remove the channels from between, and for instance, there is a vehicle who is delivering the soft drink bottles, the soft drink in glass bottles to a retailer, correct? He delivers the glass bottles to the retailer. Now, the retailer already has some empty glass bottles because the soft drinks which were delivered earlier has been already consumed by the customer. So, he has number of empty glass bottles. So, this vehicle who originates from the same plant delivers to the same retailer. He uses the same vehicle to deliver the glass bottles, filled glass bottle, and at the same time collects the empty bottles and delivers to the plant. No additional vehicle, no additional manpower, using the same route. So, there are, as it has been mentioned over here, hub and spoke. Now, what is a hub and spoke system? So, this is the hub from where the filled up bottles are picked up, delivered to a retailer, collects the empty bottle from the retailer and come back. Same here, delivers to the retailer, delivers the filled bottles, collects the empty bottle and come to the hub. So, these are the spokes. These are the spokes and this is the hub. When I say spoke, these are the retailers. So, one van goes, delivers full bottles and returns with the empty bottles. This is the efficient use, this is the efficient process of managing reverse logistics in terms of refilling. These materials are to be brought back because these are glass bottles, they cannot be thrown away. Manufacturing additional glass bottles means additional expenditure to the company. So, the company or maybe the cylinders, when the person from Indian Oil or IOC, when they come to your place to deliver the cooking gas cylinders, they would at the same time pick up the empty bottles. Have you ever seen any person, any company delivering the filled cylinders containing cooking gas and somebody else coming to collect the empty cylinders? No, because that would result in additional cost to the company. So, the same delivery boy will be also a pickup boy, the same boy delivering the cylinders containing cooking gas would also pick up the empty cylinders. So, they also follow an hub and spoke system. All the empty cylinders will go to one particular gas station, some agent. From there, it would go to the company. That is refilling. The next slide would show you, like earlier, a diagrammatic view of reverse logistics flow for refilling. So, there is a hub which is the bottling plant, there is a distribution area. So, there are 3 distribution areas who has number of customers. So, from the bottling plant, a delivery van or a delivery representative would go to all the customers in that distribution area. So, every distribution area is having A1, A2, A3 or B1, B2, B3, B4 or D1, C1 accordingly, retailers or customers to whom the filled bottles or the complete bottles are delivered, and at the same time empty bottles are picked up and brought back to the bottling plant exactly the way it has been shown in this particular diagram. So, that is an efficient way of managing reverse logistics for any activity which concerns refilling. Product recall. A product is recalled. A product is recalled by the company. What is recalled? It is brought back. It is asked to be sent back to the manufacturing unit or to the company, because it does not have the feature or the performance is below par than what was supposed to be, or it does not satisfy certain government mandates. It does not satisfy certain environmental policies. The reasons could be many, but a company sometimes are forced to recall. We have seen certain vehicles, some branded vehicle, personal vehicles being recalled by their company because it does not satisfy the mechanism it should have to control pollution, the emission, because every vehicle emits poisonous gas, harmful gases. So, if it does not have the mechanism to control the pollution, the government or the authorities will not allow, the transport authorities will not allow the vehicle to ply on the road. So, beforehand the companies, when they understand that it does not, and if it does, then it is going to lose brand, it is going to lose its brand value in the market. So, the companies recall, that means they would ask the dealers or the distributors or the wholesalers or the stockists or the retailer to send back the entire shipment back, whatever the shipment would be. To understand it better, let us go back to the slide. These are emergency situations where the products distributed in the market are called back to the factory because of 9 reasons. The product not giving the guaranteed performance, quality complaints from many customers, defective products causing harm to human life, products beyond expiry date, products with defective design, product which has not been completed. There are some elements, some features would still need modification or completion. Violation of government regulations, very, very important. Ethical considerations and save the company image. In fact, the 9th point should summarize all the 8 points listed earlier. So, there are 8 reasons for which a product can be brought back by the company back to its factory. Not performing, harmful, not violating company government norms, rules. For instance, if a lot of cigarette packets are distributed in the market not having the statutory caution that cigarette smoking is injurious to health, the company is compelled to bring back the entire lot which does not have this particular caution on its packet. Same with other products. There are sometimes products which are delivered to the customer, not sold in big quantities, and after a while, particularly food products, medicines, perishable items, they have certain period within which they need to be consumed. And you would have seen those products having a statement on the package that best to consume within such and such date. If that product exceeds that particular date, it is mandatory for the customers to call the product back to the factory. Any retailer or pharmacist are not supposed to keep any items which are beyond the expiry date. Similarly, a product can be incomplete. There are some additional features required in that particular, it could be any product as we said. So, there are various reasons, there are 8 reasons, and as I said, I do not want to treat the reason 9 as one of the reason. The 9 is particularly the main reason for which a product is sent back or recalled by the customer, and that is to save the image of the company. Because any of these 8 reasons, if the product is retained in the market and the market observes that it is not performing as per the need of the customer, or it's damaging public health, it's causing pollution, etc., 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 it is ultimately going to hit the image of the company. So, a company would rather incur some losses, recall the product, probably modify, probably complete, repair, or they can also replace the entire product. So, the company would better do that rather than take the risk of retaining that product in the market. Today, for some reason, we are going to have just one single session. We are not going to have any session after this, after the break. We will again continue this discussion on reverse logistics. In the next session, we will have some interesting videos on reverse logistics, particularly how waste materials are reused to prevent pollution and climatic disruption. We are going to have a video on that. And then after reverse logistics, we will again go into some important subject of supply chain management. So far today is concerned, we end the session today. We are not going to have a second session henceforth. So, I see you again on Saturday. Till then, goodbye.